Hello everyone, welcome back to our Mappool Showcase for quarterfinals. Have something extra special today. Going to be joined by not one but two co-casters. Introduce yourself, Mr. Sekray CTB.
Hello, I am back yet again for the Mappool Showcase this week. And the next guest is going to be one of my favorite guests we can ever have on the cast. It is going to be Fui from Team Canada. How you doing?
Yeah, actually, it's not me, it's El Skefe.
That's
But I kind of came in a disguise today. I kind of broke in. I kind of found my way in here, and they're like, you know what? Screw it, we're going to let him commentate instead. So I'm here.
Definitely amazing to have you. We have a lot of ground to cover for today. And I think we can jump right in with our Nomad 1.
Let's go.
Going to have Sekray's favorite vocalist once again with Nomad 1, Paradoxy. Going to be our consistency pick of the round with a nice little video to complement it in the background as well.
Yeah, this one, bit of a jump in star rating from the last week. Already up to 6.3. It's going to be Blackie and Suzuki. One of my favorite pairings, as you might as well be able to tell at this point. And we can already see it's already getting a bit more difficult, like I said. It is a bit shorter, just at over 3 minutes long. But we can see a lot more consistent wiggles on this, the slightly lower BPM of 152.
Yeah, I mean, the patterns look fairly simple too. It's nothing overly complicated. The spacing looks very consistent throughout the entire thing so far. No crazy spacings. No Nomad 3 type of crazy shenanigans for a Nomad 1.
Definitely very consistent in the mechanics with a lot of anti-flow and a lot of turnarounds. Could definitely call it CTB's equivalent of alt-style mapping.
The thing that I'm really happy about is, as well as, this is I think one of the first alt-style maps that we've actually gotten to see. Correct me if I'm wrong, but usually the Nomad 1s have been more so in the 180-ish BPM realm, and this one, being slightly lower, provides a bit of a different experience than the other ones so far.
Yeah, definitely a good thing to bring up. Definitely going for a kind of chunking style system, where our early game is more so defined into round of 32 and round of 16. And with the introduction of this map pool, we're going to be moving into our mid-game section, giving some of these slots more of an identity. And Nomad 1 is definitely necessary so that things aren't too easy or too simple. So it's very good to add a lot of turnarounds for these consistent slots, to have them keep up with the players.
I mean, even though there's a lot of turnarounds, it still doesn't seem that much speed-based, obviously. It seems still pretty well in the realm of a lot of the players who are going to be playing this. Oh, okay, that was kind of... I'm going to be real with you, if I seen that, I would wiggle that. I don't even think I would stand still that.
Yeah, this song pretty much just doesn't let up as well as what I've noticed. Not really many slow parts throughout the whole thing. Very consistent for the Nomad 1 slot.
I mean, it might really come down to a spinner battle maybe, but I don't know if you would see a triple FC for the round. There is a couple spinners I threw out that can you might have to learn, but they are pretty short for the most part, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm happy that Sekray gets to eat good with his favorite vocalist.
Of course.
And we can move into Nomad 2 here. Gonna be Trip Coffee, mapped by Rusty. Definitely moving towards the very well-known mapping style of Nomad 2. Gonna be 190 BPM, with a lot of stack-based elements that we'll soon get to see.
Are we going to be getting many 190 BPM wiggles in this one, or is it going to be mostly just a technical pick?
I'll leave that up for your own viewing pleasure.
Oh boy.
Are you trying to make it exciting? Let's see then. Okay, well, obviously with Rusty in a tech pick, I would expect a lot of these hyper sliders. Yeah, and we see plenty of these already. Oh, those some
Yeah.
quick, snappy little anti-flow wiggles there too.
Yeah, where the middle slider is like tilted to the opposite direction. Those are usually pretty hard. And then I'm seeing a lot of these
Oh, what
1-4 hyper. Yeah, that was interesting.
Okay,
We got
whoa.
the stacks in
Okay.
here.
Yeah, we got the stacks coming in here. And the doubles. Okay. Okay, yep. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just better to leave things as a surprise.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Magician. Cool.
Yeah, I'm sure you got some more surprises for us coming in the map pool.
Oh, does he?
I have many in store.
Okay.
Been waiting for this day for a long time.
You make it sound like you're like the main character.
I mean, he kind of is, no?
Yeah.
This is the only stream where I get to be the main character, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
Overall, though, this map doesn't seem to be super focused on the 1-4 wiggles, but more so on the burstiness on this for sure. So, shouldn't really get super speed gapped with the stamina, but you need to be very on point with the snappiness.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple really fast anti-flow parts there that you have to kind of be ready for.
Yeah.
We do get to see Rusty's signature pattern of the kind of like short walk tap. Definitely used quite a bit in this Nomad too.
For sure.
All right, and with that, we get to move into Nomad 3. We're going to be finding a gimmick map that moves away from the standard type of map and quickly becomes something a bit more acidic. All right. All right, there we go. That was Junglist Acid by Culprit. Definitely our most acerbic map ever to be presented so far in the World Cup, and I want to thank Culprit for working with us. A huge thank you to Panthulu, a fellow Culprit fan, for creating the background, and Encrypton for providing the storyboard. With the release of this storyboard, Encrypton has officially contributed designs for every mode World Cup, so huge shout out to him for that achievement. I have been ecstatic to show you all this map, and want to again thank Sankara for lending the design team to us, allowing for something like this to be created. Many of you know me as a two-trick mapper, and being able to get one of my favorite artists to work with us has made me absolutely ecstatic. So please give these individuals your thanks, and they will be credited in the beatmap description as well.
Yeah, big round of applause there.
I don't think my mic picks up claps.
Yeah, definitely didn't. Didn't go through on mine, but I was clapping for you. I gotta say though, the map was pretty good. Kinda, there was a couple interesting patterns there. Like you had some crazy standstill patterns where it's like you mix precision with hyper sliders, and I don't know. I'd be a bit worried to play this, to be honest. Doesn't look like the easiest map to FC when you have nerves as well.
The good thing is it is a bit higher approach rate than our previous Nomad 3s, so should be a little bit easier on the reading, but the difficulty definitely makes up for it.
Yeah, the density is gonna be a little bit challenging for sure. But yeah, with the high CS as well, it won't be like, it kind of balances the density per se, because the readability is a lot easier when you don't have huge notes on your screen.
For sure. I think we can get moving on towards Nomad 4 at this point.
Going to be Divine's game. Shifting styles with our convert to focus on something even more jumpy than ever seen before. And we're gonna see that very quickly with cross-screen style jumps. Going to also be another edited convert just to get rid of the few pixels that exist. We don't want to see entire teams breaking on one singular pattern while the rest of the convert is fine.
Yeah, and even though he says to get rid of the pixels that exist, I mean, I'm sure there is still definitely some pixels. It's just, you know how it is when there's just one or two that are just really, really far, and you'll see a leaderboard, right, if the map's ranked, and you'll see everybody missing on that slot. It's like, is it really a good experience to have? And it seems that Mappoolers decided, why not just fix it, you know? Yeah, this one is definitely a bit of a step away from previous converts that we've had so far. Usually they've been 1-4 streaming picks, this one being a full-on jump pick. And I kind of want to ask, is there any elaboration on the bit of a switcher up, Connor?
So, we also want the convert to provide something that some of the other nomads necessarily don't. Especially for this round, having the nomad become more alt style and more dense with 1/8s included. Pairing it with Rusty's technical dense nomad 2, and even mine, which has a lot of stacks. Having something be less dense for this slot and more focused on something very jumpy allows for a nice diversity as you're playing through the nomad pool. That definitely is what's a bit ideal for the converts that we choose, is something that fits the slot not only song-wise, but map-wise as well, whenever applicable.
Yeah, I really don't have much to add here. I mean, it kind of just reminds me of your average convert. I mean, there's not a whole lot different about it. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of unfair parts in this. It's kind of like more of a map where the more you play it, the more you become accustomed to it, and the more you get used to certain parts. That's it, honestly. Okay.
I like that pattern.
Okay.
I like that pattern too.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But even, you know, convert enjoyers to get to eat a little well here as well, you know. That's kind of definitely the pattern that you would either see in like the 10-star Kiptoric maps or in a convert.
more like a Rockman map. That reminds me of the Xerono Zapsel part.
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Rockman
A little
stopped
bit.
it. Very long break to kind of ease the nerves into the players right here. I don't know if that
and
was
you start off with
strategic
this
or not.
big jump too.
Yeah, come on. That's so dubious, Connor. What are you doing that?
It's a necessity.
I already know there's gonna be some casters who are casting this match. It's gonna be really close on that break, and we're gonna see like 4 misses all on that one jump, and the casters are gonna lose their mind. Oh, that jump is also pretty dubious too.
Connor strategically making the most perfect caster map and didn't think anybody would notice. That's crazy.
All in a day's work.
Okay, trademark that, buddy. Trademark that.
I will. Alright, and that was No Mod 4. Moving away from No Mod, I think we can take a step into our hidden pool. Amazing. Such a phenomenal project from everyone involved, an absolute Castaways original step by step. I'd like to quickly thank everyone who got to work on this absolute masterpiece. Ayoka for making the introductory video, QRA for returning to make another amazing background for us, Panthulu for for graphic design, and Nofi for the storyboard. And finally, reaching out again to Sakura for allowing this team of amazing people to get together to make this for us. This has been one of the highest tier projects that Catch has ever been able to receive. So please thank this entire team of amazing people for their incredible work. All of them will be credited in the beatmap description. So please extend your thanks and check out their other works as well. Absolutely perfect stuff.
Yeah, this one being mapped by Dave is honestly, there's not many mappers that you could kind of put together with this style. One of them obviously being Crowley we had last week for the hidden one, but Dave did a very good job with this one as well. Air 9 gets 4.2. Length is just over 3 minutes, so pretty much what you would expect out of a hidden one slot, all in all.
Alright, I think we can take a step forward into Hidden 2. My pun game is amazing today.
Oh, my.
You're cooking way too much.
Yeah. Also all in a day's work.
Trademark it.
With Hidden 2, gonna be Pencil, a newly featured artist from TWC. Going to be All Over the Street by Dika. Going to be our lower AR reading pick for the round. Gonna be seeing a lot of unique aesthetics with unique timings in such a song. Definitely going to be a step up from last round's hidden pick, with the amount of more technical reading skill required to play such a map.
Yeah, the diff name Lost on the Way kind of reminds me of my my hidden experiences as of recently.
Surely you'll find your ways.
Maybe I might find my way into this this hidden 2 this round. Surely.
You're cooking so hard.
Yeah.
Oh
I
man,
cooked hard.
but yeah, this one just over AR8 on this one, so a little bit friendlier on the reading. But I mean, it is the low AR hidden pick, so you can't really expect it to be too friendly at all on the hidden reading. So we do see some more awkward snaps I've seen so far in this map, which makes it a little bit more challenging than our previous hidden 2s, which were very straightforward in terms of the mapping, with just AR8. This one being a lot less straightforward, I'd say, overall.
Gonna be having things scale up a bit into the final key eye.
Mike.
Oh, boy. That little stream right there was dubious, as we could say again in the stream. We have like 3 separate keywords: dubious, and what was the other one? I need Connor to say it.
Hey, don't put me on the spot like that, man. That was all you.
I need you
All
to
in a day's work. It's all in
Yeah, all
a
in a
day's
day's
work.
work. Trademark it.
Trademark it.
Yeah, also this map, I'm pretty sure, mapped in laser by Dika. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Dika is one of the most prominent laser mappers, so if you want to try out mapping, go give it a shot on laser. Laser is pretty functional, I'd say, at this point for catch mapping, so I can give it a nice little shill here and there.
Always continuing to improve, and I'm really happy to see Dika inspire those to map on laser, as I've seen many times already. Alright, gonna be moving into Hidden 3. Gonna be Red Side Quest by Zizix. Going to be definitely higher AR than our last hidden map, but it's going to be the most standard way Hidden is played, with mechanics thrown on a bit of a higher AR map, with plenty of kind of technical stacky elements paired with many of these turnarounds.
Yeah, the thing I'm noticing right off the bat is this is higher star rating than any other map we've had so far, I believe, at 6.34. Not going to be the highest in the pool, I don't think, going forward, but you can see it's kind of a little fake in the SR, as you see already a lot of these hyper chains, which is kind of inflate it a little bit, so don't worry too much. But some of the little verticals that we have here are pretty challenging, I'd say, with hidden.
Yeah, but I think like if you're not a hidden player and you're just a pretty good like mechanical player with good movement, I think you can get away with the reading aspect of this.
Yeah,
Especially where it seems like there's a couple of the Ki burst parts where the reading is like a lot easier on the player.
You know, one thing I noticed is the replayer is Lost Ark player. Connor, I have to guess, did Roydo make the replay?
What? No, you're crazy. I don't know what
I
made you come
wonder
to
who
that
plays
conclusion.
Lost Ark.
Yeah.
I remember I played Lost Ark with Auto LS and I saw Roydo was on the NA server and I just saw him randomly in game. I'm like, why is there a dude named Roydo here? Why is this guy here on the NA server?
Well, you may be mind blown, but Roydo did not make the replay for this.
No way.
I know.
Okay, who made it?
Okay.
Need to tell me.
Are you ready for the big reveal? It was Draystar.
Okay, that makes more sense too. That makes a lot of sense as well.
Oh my.
I remember Draystar was playing in the tournament match as well with me on my team, and he was like, "I've been playing Lost Ark all week." So makes sense. Oh, I like this pattern.
Pattern. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice double con there from Mr. Me and Andrew.
Have to let the
Great
commentators
eyes,
respect the
no
beauty.
light. Oh, I mean, of course, dude. Are you kidding me? You've already seen this 1,000 times over. I'm just admiring the absolute beauty of this, yeah. Ooh, these patterns are nice.
Definitely a key pattern of the map being a lot of quick stop and go. Reaching just the perfect point of where the pattern begins before stopping ever so briefly to continue. Definitely a pattern that may need to be learned by some players.
I do think though that if you're like used to like the more modern style like tech maps that have been coming out recently, like the 8 stars and stuff, I think you'll be pretty well accustomed to be able to pull this off a lot easier without much practice.
That is a good point. A good point to top off the hidden pool. Now, let's see what reason to be the Hard Rock pool has to offer. Amazing stuff. It's so heartwarming to see that Ketch has been able to receive 3 originals in a singular round. I'd like to thank Alia Buluaizu being able to contribute to that dream with us with their song Raison d'Etre. I'd like to thank the art design team one more time. Alptrum for creating the background, and Hirazu for doing the graphic design. And finally, one huge thank you to Sakura for being able to see the magnitude of all these originals. None of this would have been possible without his organizational work. It's been worth it to thank him all 3 of these times for each of these originals. It's spectacular to finally see all of this be revealed after months of prep. And finally, once more, all of these artists and designers will be mentioned in the description. Please send them your applause and thanks for all the amazing work that they have put in so far.
Yeah, I also want to give obviously a big shout out to Greeper too for at least stepping up to map it. I feel like Greeper, especially like on the later stages, does make a lot of the Hard Rock ones. Like we've seen it last year as well. He made a lot of the longer Hard Rock ones, and same with Dave. So big shout out to Greeper and Dave for all their work.
Yeah, I think we've seen quite a few Reaper Hard Rock ones in the past few years, haven't we? I mean, we had the one from last year. I remember that one for sure. And then I think we even had one the year before that. So at this point, Reaper is pretty much Hard Rock one man for at least one round. So thank you again to him. Thank you to Bunray for the replay as well. So, getting our map pullers to do replays, very good. But it's about time that we move on to the next Hard Rock map, Hard Rock 2.
Going to be Crispy Jukebox by Lacrima. This map, definitely a very interesting Hard Rock 2. Going to be taking a step away from XCON style of last round. Going to be testing how players can play kind of standard wide patterns, but in a precision way with the high CS. A lot of these patterns will be something that players have seen before. Yet it's going to be cranked up quite a bit to test exactly how good the timing window is on a lot of these catch players.
Yeah, before having Hard Rock applied, this one is going to be CS 4.6. So after Hard Rock, just a little bit under 6, but it's essentially 6 for all intended purposes of this one. And this one, I believe, is also going to be the highest starting map of the whole pool. So, a little bit of a special thing on this one. Actually, it's going to be close to that. Maybe one more with a little bit higher.
But I mean, it makes sense to me because there's a lot of cross-map hyper sliders. There's even a little like slow, I wouldn't call it memory part because you can stand in the middle, but like obviously if you're kind of like stricken up a little bit from like nerves after previous maps, could catch you off guard. And a lot of these like little turnaround wiggle parts and these consistent tap parts here, you can see why it gets its difficulty for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, if you played Locker Maps before, you kind of know that the star rating is a little fake on most of them, just because he very often utilizes large spacing, and you can even see it in this map for sure. And that's part of the reason why this is also pretty hard, because the spacing is combined with the circle size and all the vertical movements just add up to be a nice mix-up for a Hard Rock 2 slot.
Alright, jumping into Nomad 3, or Hard Rock 3, Macaroon Moon, going to be our mechanical Hard Rock, going to be heavy on the swing rhythm, also pairing it with a lot of turnarounds, and it'll spare essentially no time jumping right into that.
We've got some banger songs this week. You guys actually did a really good job on just the songs, honestly, that you guys chose to map this week. It's going to be very hard for future weeks to compete with this though, I will say.
I will say, I listen to this at work. Absolute banger.
Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I could see those beginning sliders with those those small droplets, and they're like hanging out barely over the side. I don't know if you would see an SS on this map. I mean, you could, but those are kind of tricky droplets to catch, especially if you're trying to actually FC in the match, right? Ooh, pretty decent spinner length there too.
Even with the map's length being a bit shorter, we are going to see a lot of consistent usage of these patterns. Just very fitting of the song.
Yeah, and this is also the kind of map that we haven't really seen tested in the Hard Rock pool yet, I don't think. It's, like you said, a swing map, so the BPM of 170 is a little bit different than most maps because it is swings. So it's a bit slower than that in terms of the movements because it's mapped in 1/3. So usually when we see, you know, the lower BPM songs, they're less dense, but this one very dense in terms of where you can actually see the next note going. That was a bit of a far jump right there. I saw like 927-ish, caused by, you know, good old hard rock randomization. We love it.
Finally, one more rendition of the more stack-heavy jump section. Definitely gonna be some choke points here. It'll be really exciting if the match gets close and makes it to this section, because we can definitely see things turn around quite quickly.
Yeah, maybe a lot of commentator yelling. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Alright, once again, as many of you might instantly noticed, we have another Risa Yuzuki song. Sekre eating good this pool.
You guys are doing this intentionally at this point.
I won't confirm nor deny that sentiment. Gonna be Memoria with our first AR9 DT map of the tournament. Going to be played with the goal of primarily testing the higher AR, but still going to be having a lot of quick kind of bursty patterns that just require one singular fast turnaround to still test those types of mechanics.
Yeah, this one, like you said, it is definitely a bit of a birth rate jump. This is for sure. I think it's going to be like a 0.4 before DT jump in approach rate from the last week, which is, it's nothing to scoff at for sure. It's AR9 plus DT, so 10.33. And I think it's definitely needed that we take the jump for sure in this round. Might catch some players a little bit off guard, but now that, you know, we got some teams eliminated from the previous week, most of the teams remaining should be able to at least suffice on the AR9 DT at this point, I'd say.
Yeah, I think most of the players. Yeah, I think most of the players have developed now the ability to read AR9, especially in recent years. Because I think like back then the AR9 reading was like only like the top of the top could fully do it, especially like with specifics. But now I think it's more of a wide player base skill now.
Yeah, for sure. This one though it's actually pretty challenging, I'd say, for the first AR9 DT map of the pool. Like usually you'd expect something like the last round's DT1 to be like an AR9 map because it's pretty straightforward in its flow, but this one has a lot of just different flow breaks where you're kind of going a little bit of the opposite way, I feel.
Definitely
vertical.
Definitely a bit more bursty, I think is the best word to describe. Hitting a kind of stream or jump section before moving, getting that slight stop before starting it all again, rather than completely moving and gliding through everything consistently. and a nice fat spinner to end off the map. Jumping into DT2, gonna have Dream With Me by Gemzu, our more control-based DT. Gonna have definitely a lot more stop and go with a lot of slight lean on a lot of these note pairings with sliders, including wider spacings compared to DT1.
Yeah, this one's gonna be air 8.3 before double time, so just under 9.97. A little bit higher than we usually get for the TT2 slots, but it is assuming, you know, as rounds do go on, you kind of do want to get a little bit higher. You don't want to just keep it at air 8, because then it gets to a point where it's just too dense at air 8, to the point where it just becomes harder, but not for the right reasons. And this one being at 8.3 definitely feels right. You get to see some 1/3 patterns in this as well, which is a bit different than what we've seen in some of the DT2 so far. A bit more variety in the snaps.
Fuhi, what are your thoughts?
To me, like, I don't see much out of the ordinary, honestly. Like, it makes sense that the difficulty would step up from last round, but like, there's nothing. Obviously, with the Gemzu map, you'd get these, like, I'd expect probably some hyper sliders and some of his classical like movement patterns, which we're seeing here. To me, it kind of looks like nothing crazy out of the ordinary.
I think it is definitely a lot different than the previous round, DT2. A lot more mechanic focused, as well as density than the last round. Last round was really low on the density compared to this. This one just kind of unrelenting, especially on this ending. That was pretty fire ending, if I do say so myself. So thank you, Jamesu, for that one.
Definitely a bit of a spike with the stacks, with the streams, with the turnarounds at the end. Gonna be a huge choke point, biggest one of the map. Alright, DT3 handing you out a free Yoshi of the week. See if you can spot it.
I don't know if that's a Yoshi though.
Well, if you can't tell if that's a Yoshi, then I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I think you're doomed for the Yoshi minigame.
I forgot.
We still have Yoshis hidden in the backgrounds. We are giving you a freebie this one.
Is there a Yoshi hidden in this Yoshi?
You don't have to call me out like that, yeah. You shouldn't be surprised. There could be one hidden in the Yoshi, just to throw everyone off guard, but consider it a freebie. Going to be our speed and precision with a lot of kind of tight walk taps that we're going to be seeing when we get into the more streamy sections. But this is definitely going to be what most players are more so used to than the other two DTs we've seen so far.
Ooh, that hyper chain kind of came.
Yeah, these are very precise.
Oh yeah. I think this one definitely a lot more like the DT3 than the DT2 was to last week. I can see a bit of resemblance between the two, for sure. I think this one a little bit less focused on the density overall and just having harder patterns as a base to make up for it. I'd say that as we get into like full stream.
Yeah, like these move. No.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that pattern. That was cool. Yeah, that one right there.
Ooh, that too. It's really sharp.
Definitely might be quite a bit harder for some players, which is why it will also be balanced by it being an extremely short pick compared to our other double times. Alright, gonna be jumping into our mixed mod pool. Going to be Watch the World Burn by Diletto. Something important to note, while this song isn't FA, Diletto did get permission from the artist to be used in CWC. So shout out to him for that. Going to be a very unique song that also isn't commonly used in World Cups. And it's going to be a bit of a hybrid pick, with it being jump-based, as well as some 1/3s mixed in with the 1/4. And you'll see what that looks like in a second.
Damn, these 1/3s.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about like 10 seconds ago. They're fire.
Fire.
He's
Is that
spitting,
gonna be
though.
the
He is
next
spitting.
coin term from us?
That'll be another coin term from us.
We haven't used
Yeah, this
Banger
one-
much recently.
Yeah, this one kind of reminds me of XCOM's Hard Rock 2, except a little bit less focused on the precision and more so focused on also having, you know, that 1/3 patterning, like you said, for a bit more variety in the patterning itself.
Definitely kind of a conventional 1/3 style that many players are used to.
That's true. It seems like these 1/3 parts are not like blended with 1/4. They're mostly like they kind of go on for a little bit longer because most maps I feel are 1/3 and then 1/4 blended together, but the 1/3 parts are pretty long.
Song is also crazy.
Dude, they actually go so hard.
Also worth mentioning, the base AR on this is going to be 9.3, so a bit more dense in specific sections for the hidden player and no mod player.
Ooh, the hyper wiggle. Good way to kind of cap off that last section.
I believe that's the first use of such a hyper wiggle in the tournament so far, showing the escalation of everything.
Oh, damn. Cross map.
Gonna have a breakdown section here as well. I did mean it when I said this song was crazy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bit of a little final jump slash wind down section. Gonna have to keep it in check just for a little longer.
Yeah, so these were the vocals I was expecting when I saw a Diletto map, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
I kind of figured it was coming. It was pretty good, though.
Pairing that with our mixed mod gimmick pick, Adamantite by Auto Fanboy. Going to be a bit more conventional lower AR density pick. Sticking similar to Bunray style from last round. A bit escalated considering we're making it further on into the rounds of the tournament.
Ooh, that little burst
Ooh,
there.
that was, yeah. I'd expect a lot of people to
first-
try and stand still that.
Yeah, they definitely will.
The first thing I noticed personally about this is I look on the left and I see the max combo of 681, assuming this is an FC, which, knowing AFB, I think they can FC this map. So, very low on the max combo, unless it isn't an FC, which it's kind of getting a little scary with how much map's remaining. Maybe it isn't, but I have faith. So if it is that low of max combo, could get a little spicy because one miss is going to mean so much score.
Yeah, it's good to note that the length is 152 on this map. Definitely there to contrast Mixed Mod 1 being as long as it was. Going to provide something that's very quick and over before you know it.
You know, the thing with Mixed Mod 1 is, I didn't even notice that it was that long of a song because it was very dynamic in the way that it represented each section. You know, it kept you engaged more so than some other longer songs do.
What a good song does to you.
Bro.
I just want to point out that, like, it seems like the difficulty goes down a lot here. Like, this kind of feels a lot more like free combo compared to the beginning where there was a lot of just, like, 116 tech sliders and wiggles everywhere.
The spacing does definitely get wider. I do see what you mean by shifting away from that kind of tech-ish style. Alright, in a TV, I hope this TB gets played this week. No worries, guys. I'm okay with it. Anyway, mapped by Rusty, going to be a lot more conventional than my tiebreaker, fitting the Rusty style with a lot of mechanical turnarounds in its sections, as well as long streams. So I think we can prepare to sit back and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I don't think you got the chance to give yourself the Obama medal last round. You got kind of played with a lot there, a lot of 6-4s across the board.
I got bullied a lot, yeah.
Little
It was
sad,
terrible.
little sad for you, all that effort. But
Hey, we like bullying Connor here.
That's also the theme.
Yeah, this one,
wow.
like you said, mapped by Rusty, so you can pretty much expect what you are gonna see in this map. Definitely denser on this end with the 3.1k max combo, even though it is only just under 6 minutes. Oh yeah, I can already see the hyper spam and then a lot of vertical focus with bursty triplets.
You just need a little bit of speed for this.
Yeah, for sure. 190 BPM on these sections, so a little fast. Well, I don't think it's anything too crazy for most of the players remaining in this round. Especially if you're getting to TV, I think your hands will be warm enough, at least by that point, to play these kind of patterns.
That's true, but I feel like with a lot of these like micro movements you also have to make, especially like I feel Rusty and Gemzu love to make these micro movements. A lot of these like streams that require a lot of turnarounds. If you're nervous, you can finger lock pretty easily.
Definitely think it's important to note. We heard feedback from last year wanting this tiebreaker to be buffed in particular, considering the importance of quarterfinals. So that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, and honestly, it makes sense. I think if you're getting some of the matchups in this week, like we have seed 4 versus 5, which is going to be Chile versus Canada, I can easily see that match going to tiebreaker. And you don't really want a situation where they're just going into the match and both those teams are so strong, especially on the quarterfinals map pool, that they could just pretty much FC everything, realistically. And this map, I don't think you're going to be going into it expecting an FC even for the best of teams. So definitely going to be a bit more of a show, I think. That is if it gets played.
I think we get a 6-way FC and we have to redo it.
Shoot, imagine a way FC tie on a tiebreak.
SS, yeah.
There would be no coming back.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we haven't even had a tiebreaker yet in this whole World Cup, which is probably some sort of record at this point. I mean, not having a single tiebreaker in both a round of 32 and round of 16 is just madness in itself. Sorry, Connor.
Okay, this
It's
part
okay.
is wow. This part requires a lot of good movement here. Ooh, that too.
Oh, yeah. That stream right there was inspired by you, I feel like.
That is a foodie stack.
Oh, here we go. Wow. Oh.
Yeah, these wiggles are pretty tough, especially when you get the little bit of a transition from a 4-note wiggle into one that pretty much introduces a vertical in the middle of it. Might be catching some people off guard on that.
Stream's gonna elevate a bit here, jumping into 3s rather than just 2s and 4s, with the 1-note ops put as well.
Ooh, that anti-flow part there.
Big thing about this is I don't even think I've seen really like a break section at all.
There was one, I think slightly before the halfway point, but after that, yeah, this is pure focus. Like if you would have a break here, right before the ending, that's the most nerve-wracking thing, especially if everyone is like neck to neck with each other.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Rather
this one,
let
I don't
the
even
players
think there's gonna be
focus.
there's gonna be a break, a small one, or a very long outro with the amount of combo left for sure.
Of course. I mean,
This
especially
is
when
pretty
you're
much
near
like
the end.
yeah, it's like a P8 107 type death stream towards the ending of this map. Dude, it just
Like,
doesn't
yeah,
stop.
107, a lot of like broken up streams.
Yeah.
Ooh, that felt better. Yeah. Ooh, this part, yeah, you can see a lot of trip ups here too. And the spinner to give us 6-way SS tie. Everyone knows this path. Everyone knows it. All right.
If you don't know it, learn it, because this will be played. I
Yes,
guarantee it.
100% will be. Not in
Saying
my
it's
match
rigged?
though. Not in the match. Not in the Canada Chile match. No way.
It'll be played in your match, buddy.
Okay, why? Come on.
I'd prepare.
Okay, can we at least give a shout out? I assume this is AFB, right? Who played this? I don't know.
I wonder.
AFB for bench. Shout out to AFB for actually have seen this.
Not to mention amazing replay work from AFB as always. Thank him for the replay carry. And for our other replayers for stepping in. Motion for actually doing the replay on my Nomad 3, as well
way.
as Draystar and Roydo. But definitely want to thank everyone involved in the Osu original work this round. We've been waiting a long time to present all of the hard work that both mappers, designers, video makers have all been able to put into this. And it feels relieving that now everybody finally gets to see it. Thank you all for your amazing work, and we'll see you next time.